authors and artists work really hard on their stuff, so please support them using the links below.
Go check out our new channel in the description. A channel that's not this channel. Channel that doesn't feature Dragon Ball. Channel with Reddit stories. That is not voiced by a robot. Calling forth the South Kaioshin and MajinBlue for the next duel. The former chuckles that these fights are moving so fast. He can't believe it's already his turn. But Grand Supreme Kai in the back requests he give him a moment of his time, questioning if he paid attention to what they learned of this Buu last night, which of course he did. Apprehensive, but without more to say, he urges the Kaioshin express caution, though he believes he knows exactly what he needs to do. With the Majin merely as gleeful and childlike as ever. Summoning his power, the Kai thinks back to 5 million years ago. In some universes, the most terrifying creature imaginable would be born. A creature that is one and the same with the one he faces at this very moment. Expanding upon his inner monologue, in his own Universe 1, he and his fellow Supreme Kais managed to destroy Buu before he could even be hatched. But devastatingly, in other realms, that wasn't the case. This monster went on to annihilate hundreds of planets before attacking the Kaioshins themselves. Kaioshin of the South was the only one who could hope to match his amazing strength. So much so, the Majin was forced to trigger his special defense mechanism, absorption. Whenever Buu believes he's been beat, he simply absorbs his foe, taking their power, but also so much more. He went from a wild beast to an educated athlete, but his evil was still apparent. This caused the Grand Kaioshin to sacrifice himself, as he alone was the only one to understand that this creature's most exploitable weakness was how immensely impressionable he is. The iteration of Buu from Universe 4 further suggesting this. In a dark, albeit clever turn, the Grand Kaioshin put himself in position to be absorbed, and at the last moment, destroyed his own brain, resulting in the innocent, childlike creation we today know as Fat Buu. Believing all he would need now is a loving family with a good heart to show him right from wrong. But only focus on the fight rather than getting lost in thought. Buu shouts out in excitement, as South Kaioshin can actually hold his own, unlike those filthy sorcerers. Clearly seeing it may be a good fight, the Kai knows he will lose before long, though he does have a surprise in store. Charging an attack, he believes in another universe. He probably used this as a last resort. That very well may be the case, as the technique definitely gets Buu's attention. Giving us some exposition, Goku explains, this attack is comparable to Piccolo's Makanko Sapo, and the essence is predicated on focusing a high concentration of energy to a single point. Speaking, South Kaioshin states that ultimately, it's fear that triggers Buu's absorption. Super Buu, one to talk, calls this a dirty move, having bad memories of such an event himself. Covered in Buu bits, it seems his idea worked like a charm, as he merely stands by while the Majin wraps himself around him, absorbing him with no effort. But not being digested, South Kaioshin utilizes a ki shield to continue to live independently inside of Buu, just like Vegeta, determined to track down the Grand Kaioshin and the other version of himself. While the boys are fooled, under the belief that Kai was merely incompetent, Vegeta has some insider information. Turning to his son, he questions what he told the Kais last night, to which Gohan replies, everything. From Majin Buu and his absorptions, to Cell, Broly, Frieza, Vegeta, you, supposing they have the right to know. Back in the sci-fi trope, the Kaio doesn't manage to find anything he's looking for. He does, though, feel a distinct Kaioshin presence. So at least he's confirmed they are indeed part of Buu. So maybe being absorbed for such a duration, they're no longer able to be released. And it seems this plan was all for naught. At any rate, since South has been gone for 20 seconds, in only 10 more, Buu will be granted the victory if he does not reappear. As the Gohan of our universe wonders, shouldn't Buu have become muscular or something? Goku pointing out he seems to know a bit about this. Admitting Kibito Shin, or Kibito Kai, explained everything to him. as at the time, it seemed pretty important to know, given a part of Boo does live on Earth now. Calling out to his other self, Super Boo informs his opponent is using a shield, that's why nothing has happened. He himself knows this all too well. Though Bobbity is a bit frustrated, as he appears to be one of the few that doesn't know anything that's going on right now. Alas, 10 seconds don't take 10 episodes, and Boo is declared the winner. The Kai's in a state of shock, and the Majin still confused. Either way, next would have been Oob from our realm versus Nail. But again, since Universe 10 threw in the towel, Oob is given the W, putting him against Fat Boo in round 3. The creature he, in a sense, used to be. Turning to his master, he inquires if he thinks he has a chance, and optimistically, Goku believes he does. With a well-kept Kaioken, he's perfectly on his level. As the wizard congratulates his underling on a job well done, Boo asks if he can have some candy. When something shoots out of one of his head holes. South Kaioshin. To the bewilderment of Bobbity, though Boo himself doesn't seem fazed. But the Kai utters he's merely passing through. But while he's here, he takes the chance to interrogate Dabura, as he once said he'd never leave the demon realm, who responds, his beloved kingdom is nothing compared to his master's will. In an interesting turn of events, the next fight will consist of our Vegeta versus future Trunks. About to set his weapon to the wayside, his father urges he keep it, assuming he didn't train as much as himself. Admitting that's most likely the case, he assures he has greatly improved. Vegeta merely grunting he hopes so, as he doesn't mind holding back, but only so much. Powering up to what can be assumed to be Super Saiyan 2, he questions Trunks if he can also do this. Going normal Super Saiyan, he apologizes, as he cannot. While the prince finds this disappointing, Trunks taunts him by telling him, come teach him how to do it then. Quickly powering to Super Saiyan Grade 3, or his bulked up state, Vegeta is astonished, as this form has a well-known glaring weakness. A weakness even Trunks acknowledges. Having seen enough, Vegeta is thoroughly impressed with the tactics of his son, compensating the speed loss of Grade 3 by only using the transformation when necessary. Launching the prince into the wall. He can't help but feel a shred of pride on how this is going. Admitting Trunks mastering the state to its fullest potential would have actually given Perfect Cell some serious issues, but Vegeta himself can utilize both strength and speed at the same time. Landing a clean kick. Trunks scoffs this form is also good for defense, but not good enough. Carrying him back to his group, though unconscious, he tells his son that wasn't bad, as he's officially named the winner in the background. The Vargas feel Vegeta could have at least waited for them to finish their count before he carried him off and all. And so, the moment Gohan has been dreading, Pan versus Kakarot, the young girl unbearably nervous for her battle. Though the Vegeta share a humorous moment of familiarity, feeling the same about their Kakarots for different reasons. Looking to her father for comfort, she asks if he thinks she's going to win, but answering honestly, he admits he doesn't know. Her opponent didn't show his true power, but he does know he can go Super Saiyan, something the child says herself she cannot do. But Gohan disagrees, believing her to merely be afraid to unleash her powers, but he knows she can. Videl, putting herself on Pan's level, urges this is only a tournament and she can give up if she wants. But Goku, butting in, disagrees, seeing it this way, exactly, it's just a tournament, so Pan isn't risking anything. Even if she dies, it won't matter in the end. Naturally though, the girl is quite against her own death, even if it is just for a little while. And if she dies, she'll lose anyway. Vegeta appearing behind her, scoffing, "Lose? What's this I'm hearing about losing?" Using the "it's just a tournament" argument, the prince can't believe her attitude, calling it disappointing. Pan's mother chiding her husband to give his take, assuming that take is to convince her to surrender. But he simply tells Videl she doesn't understand, as Pan wants to test her limits. It's well understood he himself doesn't like fighting. but he knows his friends and father do, and Pan is like them. Back with Pan, she questions why Vegeta is disappointed, and using the forbidden name, he growls, "Because you're a descendant of Gohan and Goku!" Leaving a dejected Videl to ask herself, "What do I, count for nothing?" Continuing his brutal honesty, "I thought you were different than those sluggards! I thought you were a true fighter, but I guess I was wrong! You're a loser!" But defending herself, she states, "No, it's just that," thinking she has no excuse. She is a fighter. Happy with the results, he urges the girl to forget about what he said about her losing earlier. He wants Pan to massacre the sorry excuse for a Kakarot, who is happy to oblige.